Hello and welcome to my channel, Astrology Healing Arts, as well as to a new year that is marked by several significant shifts that will make their impressions into the decades to come. Among these shifts, the true North Node will be in the sign of Pisces from January 11th, 2025 until July 26, 2026. In this nodal transit, the South Node will occupy Virgo, while the North Node travels through its exact opposite position in Pisces. As the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces encapsulates the life lessons of our journey through each sign. We have arrived at a most noteworthy destination, although not necessarily a permanent one. In some ways, it marks a major completion as the place where we both recognize the error of our former ways and celebrate how far we have come in overcoming trials and tribulations. Collectively, the veils of deceit have recently been ripped away during the North Node's transit through Aries, leaving us with startling new perspectives and revelations about ourselves, our relationships, and the world that we inhabit. Yet, out of habit, we may still tend to cling to what is familiar, seeking for handrails, structure, stability, and comfort in the face of the unknown. Grasping too tightly onto anything during this Piscean transit will likely cause that thing, whatever it may be, to crumble or slip through our very fingers. Pisces was originally ruled only by the planet of Jupiter and later became co-ruled by Neptune. The themes relating to both of these planets will grow into prominence for the next 18 months involving this nodal transit. Jupiter is the great benefactor, protector, and keeper of wisdom. It is the light of influence over our largest bodily organ, the liver, as well as the arterial system. Neptune is both the untouchable mirage and the pinnacle of compassion. In health challenges, it often indicates deterioration or loss of vitality. Positively, it can be restful and rejuvenating. Since February of 2012 and until late January of 2026, Neptune has been in the sign of its rulership, Pisces. Throughout 2025, a rare and cataclysmic conjunction is building between Saturn and Neptune, to be exact in the sign of Aries, on February 20th, 2026. However, while the two are still in Pisces together, they are both activated by the presence of the North Node. Neptune is exactly conjunct the North Node on February 7th, 2025, and Saturn is conjunct the North Node on April 21st, 2025. Saturn completing its transit through Pisces in 2025 indicates the close to a nearly 30-decade chapter in the collective. This transit may be especially significant for those experiencing a Saturn return, or those with planets being transited by conjunction, square, or opposition from Saturn. With respect to the planets being impacted, the test is that of faith and alignment with a higher purpose. When we avoid life's signals and lessons, Saturn seems to double down in its methods of punishment, bringing us even greater pain in order to gain our attention. Instead, this can be a highly productive period where we accomplish more than we ever dreamed of because we are attuned to the limitless well of creativity rather than chained to outmoded doctrines, beliefs, and patterns. The ever-shifting and ethereal nature of Neptune, as with Pisces, clues us in to the vastness of its reach. Under its influences, we may be drawn under hypnosis by the elusive sway of our deepest fears and desires, falling helplessly into their clutches as Alice down the rabbit hole. Conversely, we may become liberated from the shackles of mundane existence by the expansion of our spiritual understanding, inspiring us to new heights of experience. The Virgo-Pisces axis of release and renewal. The South Node in Virgo is a focus on detoxification, healing, and honest self-appraisal. Under this influence, we come to terms with our critical natures, our cynicism, our relentless drive for perfection. or our dissatisfaction, in some cases nihilism. The old rules are no longer making any sense, and what to do next is of mounting concern. Beneath all of this bitter criticism and resentment is a pain so deep it nearly suffocates the soul. There are too many problems to address all at once. The ugliness of the modern world, with its lackluster walls and communist ideals, has grown overwhelming like a cancer. We realize the impossible and rigid standards we have set for ourselves or others and begin to take smaller, humble, yet decisive steps to improve our condition and to contribute to the restoration of society. Less is more as we toss away an excess of artificial constructs and return to nature. The North Node in Pisces increases our longing for artistic inspiration and spiritual liberation. The medical revolution has arrived, with increased knowledge being spread about all forms of healing and medicine. This does not come without a price and a fight for our own medical rights. There is still a need to carefully weed through fabrications, manipulations, and lies. In this revolutionary shift in perception, we notice that all is vibration and that music is as crucial to our well-being as food, air, and water. We pull away from cold logic and lean more into our intuition. The focus is no longer on our self-interests, but how we may contribute to the whole. There is greater engagement in spiritual activities as well as in research, especially in areas and on topics that have previously been heavily obscured. There may be discoveries made and photographed around ancient sites as well as the ocean's depths. The combined influence of the dragon's head, North Node, and the dragon's tail, South Node, in these mutable signs offers us a glimpse of who we truly are, essentially, where we are, and what we are doing in the grand scheme of things. A little check-in, if you will. Just as the Ouroboros represents the endless process of birth, death, and renewal in an infinite loop, Pisces reveals to us all that is change, here but for a season, before passing into another stage of deconstruction or development. The only true salvation from this voracious cycle is gained through awareness of what is going on, as until the moment of so-called enlightenment, all that occurs is unconscious, habitual, sensory, and compulsory. These are just a few thoughts and interpretations on what this transit could bring, but there are always going to be unexpected twists and turns, for we live in a world full of mysteries. Would you have it any other way? Thanks for listening. To book an astrology reading with me for the new year or for any reason, visit my website astrologyhealingarts.com.